So your next job, obviously, for Willow. Get this in the cavity. Just trying it. Oh, that's heavy. Oh. Right. And a very good morning. It's now Friday, and we're going to start the brick replacement. So I'll run you through a step-by-step how to change a brick. Okay, so this is the brick here. As you can see, it's quite badly spoiled. So I'm going to attempt, might not work, with the old receptacle saw. Let's see if we can get in that joint. Very, very tight. Right, so I think if I go and get a chisel, clean out the perps, it might tap down, so I can get the saw in there then. Try and get that one out. Right, so we've got a non-fluted plug-in chisel, very thin. Very thin. It's probably about 3 mil thick. So what we'll do, we'll see if we can get into the perps with it. Nope, they're tight as tight can be. I might be able to get the blade back in there now. Let's have a try. Let's see. Look at that. Straight in there. Not as thin as I thought. However, they are, those perps. Now, this blade is a masonry cutting blade, and it's just cut through that stock brick to make that perp wider, which goes to show how good they are, because these stock bricks are like bloody iron, you know. Right, so we have this chap out of here. As you can see, it's now coming loose. You chisel in the side there and just very gently pry it, but you've got to be careful you don't chip this brick. So don't put too much pressure on it. Keep wiggling it, and what that's doing, it's basically breaking away those bits of lime mortar that are still in there. Let's move that out of the way. Just come in now. And there we go. So if you look, that's the face of it. That's what we're sort of replacing, or why we're replacing it, because of that. But if you turn it over and have a look, it's a pretty sound brick. So you can technically turn them around. There's a bit of dust on it, but that bit of that magic water on that, and that'll clear that up. So that's that one out. So your next job, obviously, for Willow, get this in the cavity. Full of sand. Absolutely full of sand. My God. And then you hear we've got damp. Oh, yeah, you will have. Ooh, there's a fair bit up there. There's wood shavings and everything in it. It's yeah, it's full. It's absolutely full. Now this is, when you've got your property there and You say, oh, I've got damp. You phone up the old damp company and they come in and they go, oh, yeah, it's rising damp. That's your problem. All for the time. It's, I don't know if you can see that. It's that in your cavity, muck that's built up over the last 100 odd years. That's what's causing it. I mean, this that's in here is actually, believe it or not, beach sand that's got in there. So there'll have been open joints and over like 150 years it's blown in there and filled up the cavity, you know. Because this is clean beach sand. It's not like it's mortar that's broken down or anything, or sandstone that's broken down. There's no sandstone above here, never was. And the mortar's black, so it's obviously not broken down mortar. Some old Victorian wood shavings there off the plane. Very interesting. The chap that did that's long gone. He's long gone. Yeah, I can't get much more of that out of there. I mean, really what it wants is a series of bricks taken out at the bottom down at ground level and this lot raking out, but of course we're not getting paid to do that, so we won't be doing it. There we go, look at that. There's got to be a good bucket full that's come out of there, and that's just this one little area. The best part of this cavity is full of sand. Then of course somebody's pumped a load of that bloody cavity wall insulation in it as well, which is like higher up, and it'll have hit that sand and just sat on top of it. Again, another way you're getting damp in. These old buildings, they shouldn't be putting that cavity wall insulation in them. You know, they're not designed for it. You've only got 45, 50 mil cavity. Which isn't a great deal. You fill it with that insulation and you're causing damp problems. Right, well, that's as much as I can get out of there. So what we'll do, we'll just pop that one there for now. Because I've not mixed up any mortar yet. Yeah, there's a whole heap of sand down here now. Right, so we've got another one a bit lower down to change. If you look there, look at that. Huge lump. But we've got another one lower down to change, which we'll attempt to do now. Right, that one, which is a half. What does it run through? So we might need the SDS on this one to break it out, rather than the reciprocating saw. I'll be damned if I'm going to take them out by hand. Let's move up my polythene sheet because the ground is rather wet. And I've had a week of getting wet. I don't fancy it today with it being a Friday. Right. Yeah, that's good and solid. That ain't coming out of there. Good and solid in there. Yeah, that's tight up again there. Really tight. Right. Let's go and get the noisy toy. Okay. Right, we've got the big beast. But I'm going to have to sharpen the bit because it's, you can see there, it's a bit dull. So we'll give that a quick flick. If I can find what I've done with the plug, there it is. It's alright having a lamp on, but it kind of blinds you when you look down there. Makes life difficult. Okay, so metal grinding disc. Right, so we're going to try and punch this one out now. So we'll go in the side of it, see if we can break it out. Yeah, it does. It runs right through that, so no chance of getting in there with the saw. So there's still quite a bit in there yet. As usual, we've got a scaffold tube in the way. Always, every time. Oh, she's gone so now. Come on, out you come. There you go. You all thought I won't get that out then, didn't you? Do we go with a hammer and chisel? I think not. Or maybe we will. Nice big beast. It's all locked together at the back. It is actually loose. It's just locked there. It's so bad if I don't have this tube in the way. I can't get the machine in where I need it for the scaffold tube, so making it a bit awkward. Look at that. Look at that. Right. Here we go again. Yes. Come on. Out you come. It's nearly there. Nearly there. Just one bit there, just trapping everything in. There we go. It's out. It's out. Look at that. There we go. That's the one I was dreading, it being in the corner. But it's come out. We've got it. We've got it. So, yeah, just got to clean up clean the frogs out and all that sort of stuff and brush it and everything before we bed bricks in. But, yeah, there you go. It's out. Right, because I can't get any of these, because they just seem to crush them these days and turn them into hardcore, I've got some of these, which are smooth reds. Now, these are 75 mils and these are 80s. But my thoughts were, they've cut these Harris's back with a grinder. So if I try and get a 80 mil in there, it's going to be really tight joints, repointing. So I found out yesterday when I changed a few. So what I'm hoping is, there's quite a big perp on there, unfortunately. But as you can see, once it's got its bedding on there, it's pretty much a match, you know. And colour-wise, they're not too bad. So we've got windows to brick up as well, so I was thinking about doing it in these, which will make life a lot easier. Hello, that cavity's dropping muck down again. Look at that, it's like Niagara Falls, isn't it? Absolutely full, that cavity. A little bit of insulation falling out there. My God, there's Orpheus and Towns Beach on here. Good God. Sandcastle time. See, I'm tempted to take a brick out lower down and try and get some more out, but like I said, I'm not down for doing it. You know, half a day's work for free. It's not a good idea, really. So again, they're not a bad match then. We'll get away with that. So I think what I'll do is I'll use a 75 mil for that one. And this salvage one, oh, saying that the end's just as bad on that. Thinking about in there, but it's got a very ragged edge there. I don't know which is going to look worse. So I think we'll go with a new one. I mean, I could put a little slip in there, but come on, it's down near the floor. And have you seen the rest of the brickwork? Yeah, so I think we'll go with that. We'll go with that. I'm sure you agree. Right, now then. So we'll keep that 80 mil there for another spot. And I don't think I've buried any tools in this massive pile of sand down here. Absolutely ridiculous the amount of sand that's in there. Absolutely ridiculous. Well, this is what happens. Cavity's full of sand, cement pointing, gypsum plaster, and it's just a sandwich of wetness eventually. And injecting it with silicone won't cure it. You need to take the bricks out and clear that cavity and let it breathe again. All very interesting. Right. Well, we don't want to be going too over the top with it, but be easier to take that brick out of there, put a fresh one in, than to try and patch that and put a half in there and so on. I mean, ideally that needs to come out as well, and then put two in. We shall see. Of course, again, the cavity is absolutely cram-packed here. How easy was that? It's a non-brainer really for changing it. I think my battery's going. No, I think we're going to have to punch that one out of there because the joints are so damn tight on it. And there's a lot of rubble behind it as well, so... Oh yes. The old hammer and chisel. Let's turn it on. So it's working. Very full. Well, the cavity itself is just absolutely full of, well, it's like cement mortar that's been dropped in there over time. Don't try and, do big chunks, because if you're breaking away at the edges, obviously the edges are weaker, so you work your way in to make life easier. As you can see, the cavity, I mean, it's full of stuff like that. It's absolutely rammed. And then above it is horrible snow. Be aware whenever you're doing this kind of work and you're digging around in that cavity getting rubble out, there's a good chance that at some stage in the building's history glass has been broken and dropped down that cavity, for example when they've been changing windows. So just be very careful, because the last thing you want to do is plunge your hand into a sharp shard of glass. And yes, I have done it. Not today though. Yeah, because above us there's a window opening been cut in. It's not original to the build, and all this rubble will be what's rained down when they've done that window up there. And it's solid. It's absolutely solid. It's not like down the other end where it was sand. This is just great big chunks of discarded brick and cement mortar. Oh yeah, perfect that. The only downside with these is they're not quite as long as the stocks, so your perps are a bit wider than. Saying that's all right actually. That's fine. That. Oh, there you go. Yes, there we go. Right, so they'll bed in there in a while. Right, so we're gonna have to go up top now. and start changing bricks up there. So if you follow me, we'll up the scaffolding and crack on with some more. Right, come here. Okay. Well, that was easy. Alright, I'm sure there's got to be more on this level. There's one there. Yes. Right, well, we've got this one here that's got a big chunk out of it, and the one above isn't so good. So we'll try and get them out. I think we're going to have to go to the van and get a battery. Bugger. And we're back. Take it off lock. Again, very hard to get through. Can't seem to find a way into it. Yeah, very tight. Very tight on the bed set. Because there's a frog on the edge of this brick. It's like up so much, and then there's the frog. So once you've got past this lip on the edge of the brick, you know, it cuts through because it's not tight like this. But just getting through that first bit without getting your chisel stuck. That's how tight they are. I mean, that's just brick and brick, that. Which is why sometimes you're easier just to break them out, because the time you spend trying to cut them out. think it might be a bit of the old cement mortar. Extremely hard. There we go. Look at that. No hammer required. Well, apart from the initial making a hole through, that is. So we won't throw that. I know the end's gone, but it'll do as a half to somewhere. Right, so again, really tight bed on there. Right, the perp. Now the old perp. See, once you get one out, it's not that bad. It takes a bit of pressure off it. Now, perp emptied there. You've got to watch your hands when you're getting it from the back. The times I've done that and ended up with a black fingernail because it's trapped my finger. And there she goes, she's out. See, another one that's it's like snapped off at the end there, so we couldn't really use that for swapping over, but we can put it to one side because there'll be halves and things that we'll need. So I mean, look at that, that's inside it. That's sand and cement mortar that's been dropped down, and this is pretty much a solid bit of wall, this, because it's in the chimney breast. But so it makes you wonder how they've got in there. Anyway. So there's that loose one there, but I don't think we'll take that out just at the minute because it's kind of holding stuff up, that. Right, so that's those out. I mean, there is one a bit lower down, but it's kind of in between the planks. I can show you down there. Just don't even get the camera in there. Yeah, so that's kind of like buggered it up. So they might have to be done once the scaffold's gone, because I cannot get in. I don't think I'd even get in with the breaker, to be honest. We've got some above us there as well on the next lift. Right, okay. So we've got quite a few out now, but I think we'll continue removing bricks this morning, and then probably this afternoon start laying a few. And once all the bricks are replaced, we're then going to chop out brickwork around these couple of windows that we have, and get them bricked up, which will be interesting, to say the least. Right, so the weapons of choice. Again, we're going with the little non-fluted plug-in chisel. And I'm going to attempt to remove the mortar from that joint. And by doing that, hopefully I can pop it up and pull it out. And of course, some of you might be thinking, well, why isn't he using his saw? It's so much easier. Simple answer is, I left it on the scaffolding while I had my lunch and it chucked it down. Forgot it was up there, so it's wet through. So I didn't put a fresh battery in it. I'll have to leave it to dry out. What a fool. I'll just go down and get that. Right. Okay. Everything's wet and slippery. Is it ever going to stop raining in Britain? You see, the problem is the erosion is so severe on this one that I can't just recut it because it'll be back by about an inch. So if I take it out, recut it, get nice and square and flat again, and then round the corner, put a slip of stone in. So this face looks nice, clean and neat. I mean, don't forget it's going to be painted all this, so, you know. Alright, where were we? Well, that speeded it up a bit. And of course, all the pointing on the gable ends are now finished. There's only the bits to point up where I'm replacing bricks. Apart from that, we're done. And then once the bricks are replaced, we're going to come round here. Well, we're going to brick the windows up as well, but then we're going to come round here, cut all the front out and repoint it. And then that's it with this one. Back on the old Trollboat Cottage. Well, she has said that if we get some rainy weather when I'm there, I can go in, strip all the hallway back to brick and lime plaster it. Because we've got a lot of lime plastering to do in there. Virtually the whole of the downstairs and some rooms upstairs. Which will make a nice change getting out of the damn weather. Surely this is nearly through now. Are you ready? This is where it all goes pear-shaped. Ah, now then, what it's actually doing is it's delaminating at the back. which isn't good, but then it's not bad. Oh, let me pocket there. Right, clear and help lift this. There you go, there's, oh, that lifts it up, there's the back end of it. It's actually split in two, it's delaminated. So I'll just try and show you now. You see in there, that's the back of it. So we might just leave that in there for now, because there is a huge mullion up there. I mean, it's sat on this, which is sat on brickwork and trapped in, etc. So I don't think it's going to go anywhere, but yes, that's how rotten it is. It's just basically delaminated and split in two. So we can make the repair to it and get it back in. Oops. There we go. It's out. That's basically what it's like inside there. Yes. Well, it wasn't too bad. Managed to get it out. And we've got a brick there that's a bit cacked. So while we've got it out, we can straighten that brick up as well. Yeah. That was a bugger, that. Got to admit, a bit of a bugger. But we've done it. It's out. So I've got to carry it down now. And then recut it down there, because I can actually do it in the doorway where it's dry. Recut the face of it. Right, let's go down. Okay, for anybody that might be a bit worried about that mullion up there, I've put some brick in there with a wedge of stone. You can see quite a bit of weight on that corner. So, I mean, it shouldn't go anywhere because it's on a big, thick, meaty piece of stone and it's trapped in at that end and sat on brickwork and so on. And those bricks, just a secondary safety thing. Right, let's go and cut this stone. Okay, so this is the back side of that piece of stone we've just taken out. As I said, it's split in two, so that's gone down the grain, which is good in some respects, because it basically means I've got a nice flat piece now that I can plane up, and we'll just reverse it round. So what was the back will be the front, and what's the front will be the back, and trim up the edge, because I was going to have to cut a piece for that edge anyway, because I'm bringing it all forward, so that's good. And then the piece that came off here, I'll plane that up, and that can be used to face up the stone that's below it. So we're not wasting anything. Right, let's get on with it. Let the dust begin. Not right happy about this lead, it's wet through. Okay. That is actually, you couldn't ask for flatter. I don't know if the camera's picking that up, but that's bob on, that is. That's absolutely perfect. So we'll continue reducing it, take out all the pitting that's on it, and then once that's done, do this edge, and she's ready for going back then. Okay, I'll turn you around there, like so. Get this end. Right, we'll swap over the disc now. Put on the flapper disc. Bit of a dusty old job doing stone, but I enjoy it. Right, so that's a 40 grit flapper disc. We're going to finally go over it now. Alright, stand it up there. There you go. I mean, you could go a step further and you could mark it out and cut all the edges with a cutting disc and get it all nice and square and symmetrical again. But to be honest with you, this is one of those, I've got to do it as fast and as cheap as possible for them, because she's going to basically slap a load of plastic paint all over it when I'm done. So what I'll do, once it's bedded in, I mean, I've got the edge of it nice, but once I bed it in, all these will just be filled out with a bit of pointing anyway, so it'll be fine. And there you go. So we've gone from that, because that was the original face. What I've done, I've cut a slice out of there because I'm going to put a piece of stone into there where it returns round on the bay. But it's gone from that rough to that. Just wants a bit of a wash now to get the dust out of it, and there you go. I'll grab some water and give it a quick rinse for you. Okay, so with a little bit of water on it. And there you go. That's your finished stone. And that's how you can get away with one of the coins on the corner that's eroded. You can just whip it out, give it a quick cutting back, and fire it back in. Quite a bit of dust in it yet, though. Take a while to get all the dust out of it. But anyway, you can sort of see it anyway. You know, it's the general gist of it. And we're back up. So it's cut. It's in place. So what we're going to do now is bed it in. So it's a fairly dry mortar. We don't want it too wet because it'll just push down the weight of it. We don't want that. You know, when you're hungry and you're ready for your evening meal, and you can smell the local Italian restaurant, like a garlicky Italian smell. Well, it's wafting towards me. Making me hungry. So I want to bed up the edge of the brickwork. Oh, I've got that brick to sort of, and I can get that after. I'll put the saw in it when we come to do the pointing. Right, 2, 3, up she goes, and in she goes. Oh, that's heavy. Oh. Right. Right, get her in position. Looking good there. Now forward a bit. Come on. Bit of toing and throwing now just to get it right. It wants to go up there a little bit like that. We're doing some bits of slate just to pack it. Okie dokie. Oh, that's why that's out. Yeah. That kicked in brick through me then. I thought I've got my stone all wrong. Make sure that you really pack that top up because that's going to be holding all the weight. Plenty of mortar in it. More the better. So we're using the old Roman trowel there at the moment. Right, so we're going to put a straight edge on there. I'm just going to run a line down it, back to the brick. So here she goes. Oh, damn it. Just got it there and then caught it. That's the problem when you're doing very fine work like this. A little wobble on the old hand and you buggered it up. Anyway, I think that's going to have to do this. I didn't want to spend too long on it. Like I said, I don't want to be giving her a massive bill for changing one piece of stone. Right, how's that? I mean, you think it looked like that? It was like that. It's in nice and flush with the brickwork now. What I'll do, I'll point all these joints in when we repoint all of this brickwork here. And around this end, I'll show you the end now, we've got the nice big hole there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a piece of stone and fit it in there pretty much the same as we've just done. And then just point it, I'll do a very fine joint here. And obviously slightly bigger joint there. And then just point it all in. And then when he paints it, you shouldn't be able to tell it's been done. And what we'll do with this is we'll cut it right back to the thickness of that piece, and I'll recut that so it's nice and smooth, and then we'll bed it onto there so that that piece is pretty much like that. We're done. That one's okay. Just do that one, and that's this end done then. And then we've got this one to do for him too, which that's well gone that, so that's quite deep. I might be able to, I can't really reverse it because that end's gone. Saying that, we'll see. Might be able to reverse it. If not, got some big thick stone around the back. I'll have to cut a brand new one and fit it in there. But, you know what I mean. That's what we're working to. So we're not that bothered, are we? You know, the rest of it, it's all, you know, once recutting and doing properly. All these lovely features on it. But anyway, it's not down to me, is it? You know, it's like I'd have them out and remake them all, and you know, but not down to me. Okay, well that's pretty much us for this week, I reckon. Because I'm not really going to do anything else now apart from clean up, which I'm sure you really don't want to see me cleaning up. So what have we done this week? Well, we finished the pointing, so we've done all the way right up there, right across this gable. There's about 90 square metres in it. It's taken me 4 weeks to cut it out and repoint it by myself. And I've taken out somewhere in the region of about 70 bricks, which we'll be putting back in next week. So we'll do a video on that next week for you. How we relay it, and a video on how we're going to brick up these two windows. Because basically, you'll want toothing out, the lintels need to come out. So basically, so it's gone. You know, I hate seeing it when they leave lintels in when they brick up windows. So they'll be out because one's concrete and one's wood. So not original. And there we go, boys and girls. That brings us to the end of this week's video. Hope you've enjoyed it. Just want to say thank you for watching. And if you have enjoyed it, and you haven't subscribed yet, please feel free to do so. And don't forget, hit that like button, give us that big thumbs up. And you could also, if you felt like it, share the video with your friends and family by hitting the share button. Right, we'll see you next week for another episode of Buggering About an Old Building.